Hi, my name is Manucher Shamsidinov from Consumer Centrics, and I'm excited to walk you through this market sizing tool and explain to you how it works. This Excel-based tool helps financial institutions, TA providers, and funders estimate the addressable market size among entrepreneurs, especially for women-led or women-owned MSMEs. It calculates the total number of businesses, their financial volumes, and the revenues your institution could generate. All results are fully disaggregated by business size and gender, and you can choose between the base case assumptions or customized input to match your institutional context. Let's familiarize ourselves with the tool. The welcome sheet provides an overview of the tool, while the table of contents lists all the sheets in the Excel file along with a brief description of each. Now let's navigate to the Start Here sheet. This is the core configuration tab. Here's how to begin. In cell C11, we need to select a country we want to analyze. In cell C14, choose whether to use base case data to apply predefined assumptions or customize to input your institution's own market data. By default, base case data is selected. If we scroll down, we see a table in which we need to define MSME segments we want to include. In cells D23 to G23, we need to select yes or no to include or exclude certain segments. In the row below that, we need to indicate the share of the segment your institution currently serves. And in the row D25 to G25, we input the share of the segment that you're aiming to serve in the future. The tool will use these inputs to project your growth opportunity. To see the snapshot of your results, navigate to the Growth Outlook Summary tab. This sheet shows the current and projected total revenue, as well as net interest income from business loans, both before and after risk costs, in local currency. These figures are based on the current and target market shares for the segments you currently serve and plan to serve, as entered in the previous sheet. It also shows the difference between the projected and baseline estimates, expressed as revenue potential in absolute terms and as percentage changes in the growth rate columns. The Country Context tab presents information on a country's enabling environment. It includes data on employment trends, levels of financial access by sector and services, the legal and business context, and indicators related to MSMEs. This information helps you interpret and contextualize your market sizing estimates within the broader socioeconomic landscape. Open the Assumptions Used sheet if you chose to use the base case data when setting up the model. Here, you can review the exact indicators and their values that are driving the tool. On the other hand, if you selected customized data, go to the Segment Information sheet to edit tailored assumptions for each MSME segment. Here, the editable cells are color-coded for clarity. Green indicates baseline values, which should be based on your internal data or market research. Orange represents projected values, reflecting full outreach potential. Purple highlights general editable cells. Cells that are not in those colors should not be edited, as they are calculated automatically based on the inputted numbers. You can fine-tune market conditions in the Market Conditions sheet. This tab is critical for estimating realistic volumes and revenues. Update the inputs to reflect current market conditions in your country, using assumptions that you consider realistic. The initial settings are based on data from Albania. Parameters that can be modified are marked with bold violet font and are outlined in violet for easy identification. Now you can explore the model results. The tool provides rich outputs across several sheets. The Results Overview tab presents top-level results on the number of businesses, the volume of financial services they use, and the revenues generated from those services. The data is disaggregated by business size and gender of the entrepreneurs. The baseline figures reflect the current market situation, taking into account the institution's existing market share across segments. The projected figures reflect the target market share for each segment, as entered during the setup process in the second sheet of the tool. A detailed breakdown of the number of entrepreneurs, number of holders of private and business accounts segmented by size and gender, along with gender gaps in formal financial access, are presented in the Headcount tab. The volumes sheet shows the top-level results on the expected volume of financial services used by the modeled number of clients, both currently and in the projected scenario. The results are presented in a balance sheet view showing both liabilities and assets along with the estimated gap in business lending. The revenue sheet presents the top-level results on the expected revenues generated from serving the model volumes of clients, based on the market conditions entered in the market conditions sheet. It also provides an initial indication of potential profitability. Revenue is broken down by main categories: new interest income and fee, and commission income, and is further segmented by the types of financial needs driving each revenue stream. If you want to dive deeper into calculations, you can review the volume calculations and revenue calculations tabs. The former sheet carries out detailed calculations on the different factors that make up the volume of current and future financial needs. Here, volume includes the number of transactions and insurance policies, as well as the total amounts of deposits, savings, and loans. Loan usage is divided into three types of business financing: overdrafts, short-term loans for working capital and inventory, and investment loans for capital expenditures. Additionally, there are two types of loans mainly for personal or mixed purposes: mortgages and home improvement loans, and vehicle loans or leasing. The model performs detailed calculations on the components of revenue generated from the volume of current and projected financial needs in the Revenue Calculations tab. The revenue sheet also includes the costs that must be deducted to account for the risk levels for women MSME and other clients. This is where the lower risk profile of women borrowers positively impacts the results. This concludes our tutorial on the market sizing tool. With this tool, financial institutions, TA providers, and funders can understand current market coverage, identify untapped growth opportunities, and model revenue potential in a gender and segment-sensitive way. For more details on the tool and its components, please refer to the PDF user manual linked in the Instructions and Overview tab. Thanks for watching.